Holy schmoly, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about what Jerome Powell just said and how he just massively upset market expectations. We are also going to do a deep dive technical analysis into AMC as well as the S&P 500 and where this new information could be sending these two assets. Guys, let's get straight into it. We are going to skip the intro in this video because this information is much more important. All right, guys, so the biggest piece of new information that we got today is the summary of economic projections, the SEP report. And what this essentially is, if you guys are unfamiliar with this, it comes out roughly every 3 months, so it's more of a quarterly report, whereas the Fed usually meets every month, if not every other month. And what it is, 19 committee members, they plot their votes on where interest rates will go, when they will be cut, where they think inflation will go, and I'm talking over the next couple of years, where unemployment is going to go, GDP, all of these different things. Now, the biggest things that were different today on this SEP report was the median forecast for federal funds is to be 5.1% at the end of 2024. Markets were expecting rate cuts in 2024. So this is 1/10 of a percentage point higher than the average forecast of the markets, which was 5% in 2024 for the terminal rate. And it's like 50 basis points higher than where markets thought rates would be at the end of 2024. Fed Jerome Powell said basically absolutely no way are we going to see rate cuts in 2024. Markets were expecting that. So that was one piece of bad news. But even in 2025, we're only expecting a 1% rate cut. So it's even less than we're expecting down the line, guys. The Fed also said they do expect inflation to tick up by about 1% in this next upcoming year, which would be in lines with a recession. And they also do have GDP at about 0.5%, which would be borderline a recession as well. This also did offset expectations quite a bit because for the newest dot plot featuring the 19 committee members, 7 of them saw considerably higher rates for 2024 at about 5.25%. There were 7 members who saw rates higher than the median of 4.1% in 2024, so potentially meaning less rate cuts down the line as well. And depending if these members or if the other, you know, how many would it be? 12 members start to become a little bit more hawkish, that we need to put the brakes on the economy a little bit longer. If that starts to be the new median estimate at the next SEP report, that would be very negative. But you're definitely seeing this disconnect between some members and other members. So you're seeing a lot higher forecast for rates in 2024. And we're not going to be getting rate cuts. 2025 is going to be higher rates than we thought they were going to be. This has an impact on growth, and this will probably push the economy into a recession. The question, like Fed Jerome Powell said, is it going to be deep? Is it going to be shallow? And how long is it going to last? And that's what the markets are going to grapple with over the next couple of days. As of right now, S&P 500 is trading at about 398.36. with about 20 minutes left of the trading day. So we do tend to see big moves right around this point, and I wouldn't expect anything less today. S&P is down about 0.82%, NASDAQ down a lot more than that as well. Bonds are up today, which is interesting because bond yields are continuing to fall, but now the stock market is falling as well. This is a recession indicator that is again flashing here today, guys. The dollar is down 0.5%, which is again a fundamentally bullish thing for the markets. Now, let's get into some of the technicals on these two equities, because AMC is neutral on the day. It's down 2 cents, down about 0.25%. Nothing big in the grand scope of things. Really been trading sideways over the past 2 days now, and you're holding that support, it looks like for now, around those lows of 2022 at about $5 per share. You're still above it considerably, so I think that is a positive thing. Now, this could change for the better or the worse coming tomorrow. I think the overwhelming sense of this report and the data change, the shocker to markets, especially those rate cuts that just completely get thrown out the door now, you know, it could mean some more downside to come, and that would not surprise me. But at the same time, we need those recession indicators to keep flashing to us. We need economic data and earnings to get worse, I think, before you see the massive wave of panic. So there's no telling what exactly is going to happen over the next couple of days, but it doesn't exactly look bullish as of right now. For AMC, I want to watch, like I said, if we can hold that $5 level. Volume for the day is surprisingly a lot smaller than what we seen yesterday, only at about 19.2 million shares, holding pretty sideways, and just overall this is a lot of red candles in a row. Typically when you just get this much red in AMC, you do tend to see pretty big bounces coming after these red days. So I do think AMC could rally by itself. I don't necessarily think you need to see the markets, you know, rally as well, but that always does tend to help things out, guys. So that's the key level to the downside. To the upside, you definitely want to watch this 50-day moving average. Kind of got rejected around that yesterday. Yesterday was a very, very weird day. We actually did get a bullish indicator that just did not seem to hit. So I don't know what to really make of that. The stock is not down too much, so I think that is a good thing, because some other stocks are down quite a bit. But you definitely want to watch that 50-day moving average at $6.62 per share, and an overall support level, or an average price over the last month or so, has been around this $7.50 level, or at least above $7 per share. You're trading at $5.72, so it does seem to be there could be some upside here over the next couple of days, especially if the markets can somehow brush off these new expectations from the Federal Reserve. And we've seen it happen sometimes, guys, where, you know, you can get a really bad FOMC report, things could be terrible that day, and then it all rebounds the next day. Even though that doesn't look likely to be the most likely outcome coming over the next couple of days, nonetheless, for the S&P 500, you definitely want to watch this 100-day moving average for any potential downside, because we have respected this ever since we have been above this the first time November 10th, and you can see we've perfectly bounced off of this level day after day after day after day, and I think that would probably happen again if we were to break under that. You want to watch those key levels, the 50 and the 200-day moving average to the upside, and you're very close to that 200-day moving average. Actually, that's around $400 even. So you definitely want to watch that for any upside, even in after hours. If we can break out above that, that could be a very good sign if we could start to string together a couple of green days. And why I'm so, like, I get it, guys, back and forth a lot. It could be bullish, could be bearish, but that's just how this market is. Look at the chart of 2022. Some things that should be bullish are taken as bearish, and some things that should be bearish are taken as bullish. That is simply how this market operates in 2022, especially, I should say, the trading algorithms, guys. So there is that information as far as AMC stock as well. I do want to take a brief look at the Ortex data, and then we're going to dive into all of this data in the next video. But for AMC here today, we are getting about 1.56 million shares that are sold short today, about 18.88% short interest of free flow, up about 1.63% on the day. Cost to borrow max at about 26%, almost 27%. Cost to borrow average at 22%, and cost to borrow minimum at 0.35%. About 300,000 shares available to be traded throughout the entire day today. It's been about 300,000 every single hour when that does update. Now, for option activity for Tuesday, we have seen 5 orders totaling 100% positive order value, $171,000 worth of options, guys. So does look a little bit bullish on AMC. AMC is now up about 1%. S&P down about 0.5%. We're heading into the last 10 minutes. This tends to be the most volatile time, and it looks like the 10-minute rig might be to the positive side, guys. So wow, in for a real shit show over the next couple of days. Going to be very hard to position for this. Now, if you guys want access to all of my trades in real time, link down below in the description of this video. Either way, hit that like button and subscribe to the video, or subscribe to the channel on your way out. Like the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next